Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. In politics, leaders have a way of communicating certain issues and matters. Depending on the target audience and the weight of whatever they want to communicate, they will select those whom they want to deliver such messages. If you hear Oscar Sudi or Murkomen speak, then you know that whatever they are talking about is a matter that is so serious, delicate, and is touching directly on William Ruto's heart. Other people can speak, but when they speak before Murkomen as Oscar Sudi speaks, then that could be a light matter or middleweight. Raila Amolo Odinga has got many people who can communicate on his behalf. But the day you hear Ida Odinga comes out to speak, or his brother Oburu Odinga, then you must understand that that is serious. Before Raila got to the handshake, Oburu Odinga, his brother, came and asked, Gen Zs, you are saying William Ruto must go. Go where? He had two questions. Go where? And then after he has gone, who do we leave on his behalf? And according to him, he opined that we would rather have William Ruto than Rigathi at the helm of Kenyan affairs. Now, politicians also have got this penchant of creating deliberate confusion. They deliberately just create confusion to keep people guessing, to buy time. Like today, if I ask you, is ODM in government or not? Depends on where the angle you are looking at it. Because those who are in government, those who have been appointed in several ministerial positions, like John Mbadi, are saying that they are in this government to stay. But you listen to the ODM Secretary General, Edwin Sifuna, they tell you we are not in government. We only donated a few experts to work to help William Ruto to achieve his agenda. So you do not know that, in fact, ODM is blowing hot and cold. At certain points, you realize that Anyang' Nyong'o is criticizing Ruto's move to lease sugar factories, the sugar mills in Western Kenya. At the same time, Raila says he supports that move because it is going to help cane farmers and all that. But the hot and cold kind of statements that ODM is practicing has caught the attention of certain members of the cabinet. And many people believe that William Ruto has sent them with a very strong message to Raila Amolo Odinga. Because William Ruto, through proxies, is now telling ODM, you are either in the government or not. Tangaza msimamo. Like recently, Oburu Odinga and his brigade, after criticizing James Orengo, and even told off James Orengo that if you don't feel like being in the broad-based government, you can leave, you can go and vomit outside because you are vomiting on us as an ODM party. Then just a few days after that, it seems the political temperatures in Nyanza were hitting, and Oburu was forced to demystify the relationship between ODM and the UDA. And he said that they are only in this government for now to get developments. Anything beyond 2026 is out of the question. This did go down well with certain quarters of Ruto allies. And they are now telling ODM to decide whether they're in government or not. Because Oburu did not stop there. He even said that they're ready to work with the former Deputy President Rigathi, but that can only happen after this term, that they have to wait up to the end of the Ruto's term to finish, then they are ready to negotiate. that statement did not go down well with the government. And William Ruto seems to be speaking through proxies and is now telling the ODM that you should decide whether you are in government or not.
When we told them, including Achagua, that Raila was the right leader to lead this country and give shares to everybody, they refused and supported Ruto. But now, when we are also talking to the same Ruto they went to support, they are telling us, you come and join us, you come and lead us, we are going to give you Kura. What is the assurance that they will give Raila Kura? There is no assurance. But if they want to give Raila Kura, let them wait for us to work for our people now, and when 2027 comes, let them come and talk to us and tell us what they have on the table for us.
Now, after those statements, some people came up and they have started giving ultimatums to the ODM.
Even us from government, including wale wamejoin Kenya Kwanza, marafiki wetu wale tumeungana kuform broad based government ni BBG, yeah? Hata wao, some of them are confused because they have never been in government. This is the first time, and that is because William Ruto has agreed to share government with the opposition. Wengine wanasema wao ni mawaziri, wanasema ni mawaziri, ama sijui wamekuja kutusupport, but they are not in government. You can't have your cake and eat it. You can't have your cake with, what am I saying? I'm saying ODM and UDA, now affiliated parties of UDA, wako kwa broad-based government. Now it is not possible for ODM now to say they are not in government. Hiyo haieleweki.
Now, I have seen many people say that this is a divorce. Do you think those statements are sufficient enough to guarantee a divorce between ODM and the UDA? It is a yes and no question at the same time. In politics, you do not assume anything. In politics, there are no permanent enemies or permanent friends. Like Uburu is now saying, Raila had ruled out the possibility of working with Mount Kenya. But Uburu is now saying, we are ready to work, but you must wait for 2027. So we cannot treat the statement from Alice Wahome as lightweight. They could mean quite a lot. And maybe William Ruto chose Alice Wahome because she's coming from Mount Kenya. This government, after Rigathi was kicked out, it's now believed that this is a government of the Calais. They have said it themselves. They are saying that when Kenyatta and Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta were in power, no one ever called for, Uhuru must go, Kibaki must go. But when a Kalenjin is in power, there is a sudden urge to oster Ruto, and they're now saying Ruto must go. So they feel this government belongs to them. So maybe William Ruto chose Alice Wahome because when Alice Wahome speaks, it will not be seen as someone who is close to power. She's a distant figure. She's not part of the deep state. Unlike if those statements had been spoken by maybe somebody like Chirchir, who rarely talks, and then you hear him say that ODM must now shape up, or someone like Farouk Kibet, or someone like Oscar Sudi or Murkomen, then you'll really straighten your antennas, because that would mean that something is happening. But ladies and gentlemen, be that as it may, if Alice Wahome just decided to caution the ODM because she can just say it, maybe she's not happy about the way ODM is treating them, they are blowing hot and cold, I have got some bad news for her. Because if you ask me, William Ruto cannot afford to lose the ODM now. And in this video, allow me to give you just 4 reasons why the statements of Alice Wahome are not sufficient enough to kill the relationship between these bread-based government fellows. Before you do that, allow me to request you to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Kindly like and share our videos. Ladies and gentlemen, the number one reason is this. First of all, let us look at why did the ODM come to this government. The ODM took advantage of the Gen Z's movement and they got into government, and they themselves have told us that they came to stabilize this government. They didn't talk about 2027. They came to stabilize this government. As a result, they were given certain ministerial positions. So, at least Wahome should understand that the ODM came to stabilize the government when Rigathi was hitting hard and Gen Zs had ganged up. In fact, William Ruto, by now, I don't know what would have happened, but William Ruto was going home. So the number one reason is this. William Ruto has lost the support base of Mount Kenya. You know, in this government, if you are in the middle, you cannot lose the support of Mount Kenya and you lose the support of Western Kenya. That is maybe the Luo and the Nyanza. Those who support Raila, Luo, Nyanza, and maybe the coast. So, someone cheated William Ruto and he kicked out Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua took all the support from Mount Kenya. So, William Ruto decided to pick Raila to try and compensate, at least for now. And he cannot destabilize his government now by kicking away the ODM fraternity. That will be the collapse of his government. Those are not even my words. Rigathi once said that right now, William Ruto is clinging on Raila's coat. If Raila tells him, lick my boots, he will lick. In fact, it is believed that if Raila would tell William Ruto, I want the deputy president post, he will give it out. So William Ruto cannot kick out the ODM because ODM is trying to stabilize the government after Mount Kenya left him. And if that is what Wahome is thinking, it cannot happen. Number two, we have the Finance Bill 2025 looming in the offing. They're discussing that budget. Let me tell you, last year, people went to the street as a result of that finance bill. William Ruto needs maximum support. If ODM leaves the government and they team up with Rigathi Gachagua, that finance bill will be defeated and they will make life very difficult for William Ruto. People can go without a budget because the rules, the constitution demands that it has to be passed through the parliament. If they decide to sabotage that, wanangusha hiyo finance bill, hiyo mswada, what will William Ruto do? That is number two. He cannot because of that finance bill. Number three, William Ruto has lost the support of the international community. All along he has been committing, the police has been committing atrocities, meting, brutal force, extrajudicial killing. The US was just quiet when Meg Whitman was here. William Ruto ascended to power because he was given that support by the US. But recently, US said that they will reconsider their relationship with William Ruto because William Ruto has gone to the Eastern powerhouse. He went to China. If anything happens today, William Ruto will not be shielded by the US. He's been left without clothes. They have removed everything from him. So because he has lost that support, he cannot dare to lose the support of the US, support of Rigathi Gachagua, and support of Raila Odinga. That will be suicidal. So that is another reason why he cannot. Number three, Gen Zs are still very mad at William Ruto. They went to the streets last year, and their mission is not yet complete. They simply said, we have suspended, but we have a date with you. We have suspended this controversial head-on collision with you, but we are waiting for you in 2027. Finance bill was just a trigger, and they are waiting for anything small that can trigger them. They have labeled Raila Odinga Msaliti, a traitor, because Raila used, at the height when they were being kidnapped and killed, Raila got to government. If Raila walks out on Ruto, they team up with Rigathi Gachagua, they team up with Gen Zs. Those Gen Zs will be the Gen Zs that subscribe to Raila's ideologies politically, and the Gen Zs that are aligned to Rigathi Gachagua, Kalonzo, and Natembeya. Can you just imagine what would happen? For example, by the time Natembeya was being arrested, if the whole of ODM would rush there, or today they just decide that we're organizing for demonstration because you are harassing Gachagua and Natembeya, so they are coming up. I know that there are demonstrations even tonight, but I'm just asking, if they added their weight, what would happen? William Ruto lost that support. So ask yourself this: Gen Zs are not with you, including now those are who are with Raila. If they decide to now withdraw their support, Gachagua is not with you, the international community is not with you. So who will William Ruto remain with? Will he govern this country for even one day? I know you could be thinking of the military, but that will be the beginning of the end of William Ruto's regime. So ladies and gentlemen, hatuwezi puuza matamshi ya Alice Wahome, but Alice Wahome is a lightweight. If those words had been spoken by Farouk, Murkomen, Oscar Sudi, there are people whom, or even, let me say from Mount Kenya, if you hear Kimani Ichung'wah speak, then you could imagine that maybe there's a divorce. But if you ask me, there is nothing we are longing for as an early divorce, so that Kasongo should be left alone. Because let me tell you, I simply believe that William Ruto is a good man, but his leadership style is poor. We cannot be in a government where people are being kidnapped and killed. We cannot be in a government where people who do not support the government are harassed, and you are weaponizing, the fight against corruption. We cannot be in a government where a government promises about some austerity measures to cap on wastage, but they continue the same. We cannot. So I believe that William Ruto is just too good, but he's not good enough to be our president. And if you ask, William Ruto is doing what he knows. If he just decided today that he wants to do the right thing, he will do it. If you listen to the names that William Ruto has earned over the days, it's very pathetic. So if you ask me, the statements from Alice Wahome could be meant to test waters, but ODM has made it very clear. We are here to stabilize the government. As we get development, we are eating our shares, but 2027 hatutakuwa hapa. I don't know what you think, but that's my take.